Right.
Well, I didn't want them to read it and say their husband slash father was kind of a, erotica type writer. So I
Right.
kept the scenes very nice, I'll
Yeah.
say.
Tasteful, it sounds like.
But that was like the hardest part of writing the book, keeping
Yeah.
in mind that I did not want to be doing anything over the line.
Yeah. Yeah. You want to convey what they're doing, but not in a way that's,
Sure.
too much for the readers. Yeah, I completely understand that.
Right.
Who would you say your book would appeal to and why?
Well, in my press release, I said, this book has something for people who like gritty murder mysteries, because it was a rather gruesome murder.
Mm-hmm.
Something for people who like spicy romance. I thought I made it a little bit spicy, not
Mm-hmm.
too spicy. And of course, something for golfers and
Mm-hmm.
non-golfers alike, because it involves two golf courses and the murder took place on the golf course. And then I conclude, it is my hope that persons of interest will bring new readers to what I call the, quote, murder, mystery, romance genre.
Yeah.
That's
Yeah.
what I call it, because that's what it involves.
Yeah. That's what it is.
Anyway, maybe that will come true, and a whole new couple of different audiences will be interested in acquiring the book.
Yeah. Yeah. Well, like you said, it has all the angles, the murder, the romance, the corruption, all the elements that make a good story.
I hope so.
Yeah. My guest this week has been John Jenchura, author of the book, Persons of Interest. John, I want to thank you again for joining us. And before we close out, what do you hope the readers learn or take away after reading your book?
Mainly that it was entertaining.
Yeah.
And they enjoyed it. That's really that my main purpose is just to write a book that people will find interesting and recommend to their friends.
Yeah. Well, it sounds like that's what you accomplished. So again, John, I want to thank you for joining us and being our guest on Books on Air.
You're very welcome, and thank you for having me. I appreciate the time.
Yes.
Take care. Bye-bye.
You can find more about the book, Persons of Interest, on Amazon, and I'll link to the book in the show notes. So be sure to check that out. You've been listening to the Books on Air podcast, brought to you on webtalkradio.net. You can also hear this podcast on Spotify, iHeartRadio, Stitcher, and Apple Podcasts. I'm Sloan Fremont, and I hope you'll join us for the next Books on Air podcast. Remember, you never know who's going to be here, and you never know what we're going to talk about. Thank you so much for listening.